let's go ahead and jump on to the the Ethereum chart here. So Ethereum is in a very similar position to what Bitcoin is in. That is that it is in a small rally. It's right below some critical resistance junctures, and it has had relatively low volume on its bounce. Now, Ethereum's support touch thing that is doing right now is not quite as severe as Bitcoin. We saw Bitcoin come down and test its major level of support 8 or 9 times. Ethereum's only really done it 3. Happened over here on the 23rd of May, happened here once on the 22nd of June, and then again on the 26th of June. So technically, those are 2 different tests. And then we saw it happen again here on the 20th of July. So it hasn't tested this level 9, 10 times like Bitcoin has, but it has tested it enough. And we are in a descending triangle pattern here. These normally break bearish. However, we are currently in a rally, and we're about to test this resistance here around $2,150. This downtrending level of resistance is a critical juncture for Ethereum. As we were talking about earlier on Bitcoin, this is a very important decision point for the Ethereum price, because if we don't manage to break through here, we're almost certainly pulling back at least down here to 1850 at medium, I guess you could say, down to 1730, which is its bottom level of support. And at absolute worst, we'd be breaking below 1730. And frankly, guys, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I think that is what is more probable. I think that it makes sense for Ethereum to reject here and break to the downside. Yes, I'm seeing all of these fundamental developments that we've talked about. We're talking about Amazon, we're talking about Twitter, we're talking about all kinds of things going on in cryptocurrency right now that are very, very bullish. The sentiment isn't there. And that's the problem. When the sentiment starts to shift, my perception of the market will start to shift. But guys, you cannot underestimate and discount the importance of market sentiment. The market sentiment right now is very neutral and very bearish. And neutrality in the market sentiment is one of the worst things for the price action if you are a bull, because when there's neutrality in the sentiment, it means that boredom is going to come because there's nothing happening. Right now, not many people are interested or excited in cryptocurrency. And unfortunately, this is a small enough market that popular culture is one of the major drivers of Bitcoin's price and Ethereum's price, because these are still both very speculative products compared to what you might see in the stock market that have much more, I didn't think I would ever say this, but more grounded price and what they're actually worth, if you will. Now, of course, I think the stock market is in one gigantic bubble. I'm not saying that they're worth those values, but they do tend to be at least a lot more stable and not as influenced by popular culture like Bitcoin and Ethereum are. Bitcoin and Ethereum are both in a decision point, and I think they're both going to decide to go to the downside. If we look at Lux Algo, we will see that we have a strong buy signal right now on this market. And down on the hourly chart, I believe we're seeing the exact same thing. I'd be surprised if we weren't, but you want to be very careful about this, because this buy signal was a while ago. Notice this buy signal showed up at a fantastic time. Lux Algo is a fantastic indicator pack. If you guys aren't already using Lux Algo, you definitely should. You can sign up with the link in the description box down below for to get Lux Algo. You can get 20% off using the coupon code Jebb, Jebb, at checkout. Look at these amazing signals. Look at this sell signal right here, this buy signal right here. That's just it's juicy. That's a great signal right there, guys. And if you had paid attention to it, you would have made a lot of money. Nevertheless, I think we might be coming to the end of the effectiveness of this signal. And I think that that is going to be playing out as a correction here on the market. Now, we do have a bullish MACD cross coming in on Ethereum. The RSI does look somewhat healthy. The problem is that sentiment, and I can't get over that. One other thing I want to point out is that we did have a bullish 9 flash on TD sequential. That has now reset itself. We've now seen that the TD sequential has played out. So we've rallied. We have broken above the 20 daily EMA. So we are in a position where if ever we were going to have a strong rally, now would be the time. I still just don't think it's very likely. Tim, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Ethereum. Where do you think Ethereum is heading next, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to go into my chart. I think just as you drew right there, looking at descending level of resistance, I think we're going to bump our head on that. That's just what's happening. The thing is, just give it a week and a half. I think I'm in the camp of the believers of when EIP 1559 finally drops. While there's been a lot of up and down speculation about what exactly happens there, it will bring some predictability to gas fees. It will bring burning and deflation, whether it's the level we're going to get when we see ETH 2.0 finally launch sometime next year, maybe not, but it will be enough to stabilize and to increase the amount of usage of Ethereum. So I'm in the camp of hey guys, I think it's going to bump its head on that level of descending resistance, come back down. If you're looking at it, there's also bearish divergence on the 4-hourly chart on Ethereum, RSI divergence. All the indicators and all the logic kind of points towards Ethereum's running out of steam on this short rally. It's going to come back down. But again, give it a week and a half. Wait for the London hard fork to finish, or the EIP 5059 to drop, and that's when I potentially think, hey, let's go ahead and get on now. Let's see what happens with Ethereum, because they're just like a Bitcoin. We see news day after day of Bitcoin adoption, and I think right now we're seeing probably a little bit stronger Bitcoin adoption than Ethereum, but the Ethereum adoption is still there too. There's still a lot of people predicting Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. Well, I don't agree with that statement. I think there's an argument there to be made that the reason they think it's going to flip is because they do see something big coming for Ethereum.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think that Ethereum EIP 1559 is going to be a big deal for Ethereum, and we're definitely going to be watching the price as that comes to pass.